Warrior football. Alumni and fans celebrated Hawaii's 4th victory in a row, a win that also kept them undefeated in conference play and at the top of the WAC standings. That streak has once again made Saturday nights at Aloha Stadium the hottest ticket in all of Polynesia. Tonight, it's the aerial artistry of Hawaii against the ground-pounding prowess of Rice as contrasting philosophies collide in Western Athletic Conference play. From Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, it's Western Athletic Conference football. Tonight, the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii take on the Owls of Rice. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy along with Larry Goes. And tonight, Rice coming into Aloha Stadium, leading the Western Athletic Conference in rushing offense against the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii, leading the Western Athletic Conference in passing offense, and it all adds up to a very interesting game.
And the battles will be defensively. Both defensive units have to come up with a scheme to slow down the opponent's offense. Greg McMackin, the coordinator, defensive coordinator for University of Hawaii, has been talking all week to his boys about man responsibility, not area responsibility, but everyone has to have a man. Someone has to get the fullback on the dive, the quarterback, and then the pitch, and everyone has to play their responsibility.
Rice has been fine-tuning that machine-like offensive weapon on the North Shore on the island of Oahu. They came in on Tuesday. They've been here all week. They are ready to play tonight behind the quarterbacking of Chad Richardson. And for Hawaii, Dan Robinson. Robinson is right up there as far as passing efficiency is concerned and total offense. So it has the makings of a beautiful kind of look, this game. One team believes in one philosophy, and the other team believes in a totally different philosophy. We'll see how that all shakes out when we come back for the kickoff. Hawaii against Rice.
We've got the car at John Eagle Acura, and now's the time to buy, right now. John Eagle Acura, home of the free loan car, free maintenance, free roadside assistance, and that's not all. Right now you can get a new 99 Integra LS for only $219 a month. That's right, $219 a month for a 99 Integra LS. John Eagle Acura is the only place to buy because the price is right, the loan cars are free, and you get a 250,000-mile engine warranty. We've got your car at John Eagle Acura, Highway 6 South, just off I-10.
I was a competitive swimmer, and I always got out of the pool famished. So one of the first places I would come would be Whataburger.
Now when I go to Whataburger, I get the same thing I used to get. Double meat Whataburger with cheese, french fries, and a strawberry muffin.
The burger is big.
It's Whataburger's Double Double. 2 pure beef patties, 2 slices of American cheese, fresh fixed and served hot, made to order.
That's my perfect burger. Back then, I was eating a whole lot more. I'd get myself 2 double meat, double cheese Whataburgers. Yeah, it's definitely big enough for me.
Whataburger. Real food, real fresh, for real folks. Since 1950.
Series record for these two teams, very simple. This is the first meeting ever between Hawaii and Rice. Working with us again is Brooks Bear. He's on the field. Let's go down to Brooks.
Jim, you mentioned how these two teams are diametrically opposed in many ways, and the statistics really bear that out. Let's check the team comparison and the WAC rankings between these two teams, and you see Rice is leading the conference in rushing while Hawaii is 8th, dead last. But when it comes to passing the ball, well, it's the other way around. Rice is dead last and Hawaii is first. If there are similarities between these two teams, it's on the defensive side of the ball, where Rice is 2nd in total defense, Hawaii is 3rd. Rice is 1st in the conference in scoring defense, and Hawaii is 2nd. Of course, the Bows have given up just 3 points in the last 10 quarters of play. Now, if the Rainbows can hold the Owls scoreless early on, and Dan Robinson and that high-flying Rainbow attack can put some points on the board, it bodes well for Hawaii. I do not think that Rice has the kind of passing attack can lead a big comeback. So look for June Jones to open up the playbook early for Hawaii, try to get some points on the board, and put this one away in the first half.
Let's look now at the 7-11 keys to this football game. For Rice Owls, first, win the turnover battle. The first 3 losses for Rice, they turned over the ball a lot. Fumbles hurt them badly, so they need to win the turnover battle. And as most teams, they have to put Dan in the rice cooker. They have to put pressure on Dan Robinson, number 9, the quarterback for the University of Hawaii. If in the last 3 games, Dan Robinson has not been sacked yet, and at least average 4 yards rushing and keep the ball on the offensive side for Rice on the field, but have at least 4 yards per rush. For the University of Hawaii, You know, in Hawaii, rice is a staple product, and we like to put gravy all over the rice. They need to put gravy all over the rice defensively as far as stopping that option. And it starts with stopping the fullback dive. Eliminate that first part of the option to force it from a quarterback to a pitch. And Hannum, aim right. Eric Hannum, the talented kicker from the University of Hawaii, has always in his career been, when he misses a field goal, it's never wide right, it's always wide left. He hooks the ball as far as golfing terms, so he needs to aim to his right. And early in the game, if he has the opportunity to score, he needs to score and score early. And the Rainbows, as Brooks says, need to score early and open up a lead to give them a cushion.
Head coach of Rice is Ken Hatfield in his 6th year. He is 28-31-1. He is the 9th winningest active coach in the nation. In 21 years, he has coached at Air Force, Arkansas, Clemson, and overall 141 wins, 93 losses, and 4 ties. June Jones, the Hawaii head coach. He is in his 1st year, and that's his record. Happens to be the team's record. The University of Hawaii able to win the toss, and they will receive. Rice will defend the north end zone. First Hawaiian Bank will contribute $50,000 to the University of Hawaii Athletic Scholarship Fund if this kick is returned for a touchdown. First Hawaiian Bank, where you get greater returns on your CD. The power of yes, and a member of the FDIC. Ricky Lumford, number 4. Derek Miller, number 17, and Jamal Garland deep. And you're looking at Scott Grimes kicking off, and there you see Garland. Garland averaging 20.9 in his return. Crowd still coming in. And we are underway from Aloha Stadium. It will go to Garland. 2 yards deep in the end zone. He delays and then starts to come out. He's hit at the 10-yard line, and down he goes. Not a good decision by Jamal Garland. Garland's delay cost him. And the Rainbows will open up deep in their own territory. Dan Robinson is the quarterback. Robinson, 1,510 yards in passing, 112 completions, 55% completion average, 10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Coming off a 344-yard performance and 2 touchdowns against UTEP. First down for the Rainbow Warriors in that shotgun from their 10. Alpatia Thompson back with Robinson. Robinson looking. Quick pass, complete to Carter. Carter at the 20, very close to the first down. Dwight Carter, that's his 63rd career reception. Carter right up there among the leaders in receiving and receiving yards. This is the offensive line for the Rainbows. Clem Phillips, Owens, Kanoa, and Kaulana Noah. Noah making his 42nd straight start. And then the skill position, you see Dwight Carter, 8th in the NCAA with 113 yards per game. Second down and inches for the Rainbows. Robinson with time. Throws long. Oh, wide open is Carter. Has it at the 45. Carter at the 30. Carter at the 20-yard line. Carter chased down by Adrian Sadler. And he had to wait for that ball. If he didn't have to wait, that was 6.
Here, why he has to wait? Because Dan Robinson has some pressure, gets hit right as he throws the football. This is a busted coverage. Sadler's playing squat corner. No one, the safety doesn't come over to pick up Carter deep. So it's a busted coverage for the Rice Owls.
First down for the Rainbows, a 60-yard pass play to Carter. And Dwight Carter, as we said, averaging 113 yards a game, coming off 8 receptions for 152 yards and a touchdown against UTEP last week. First down for the Rainbows from the 20-yard line of Rice. Robinson inside handoff, Alpatia Thompson, ankle tackled at the 18. Good defense. The hole was there early, but then Rice is Judge Smith able to diagnose. Jackson, Smith, Ferguson, and Irwin in that defensive front. And then the linebackers, Dan Dawson leads the team with 48 tackles coming into this game. And then Jason Hebert, 19 tackles, 7 solo against Michigan. Hebert is the #1 defender in that secondary. Rainbows with triple wide receivers to the right. Second down and 8 from the 18 of Rice. Rice blitzes off the corner. Robinson throws, incomplete. It was intended for Shannon Harris. And that ball went off his numbers. Incomplete, third down and 8 from the 18.
Rice defensively so far showing at least 4 different looks on the defensive front. On that play, they had a 3-man line with 8 dropping back into coverage.
So the Rainbows third down and 8 from the 18. Into the game, Scott Sims. He is flanked to the right. Carter is split to the left. From the tee, short drop, throw off the hands of Harris and almost picked off by Dan Dawson. And that will bring up fourth down, and we will see Eric Hannum, 5 for 9 in field goals. His longest against Southern Methodist University this season, a 50-yarder. So Hannum will try this field goal out of the hold of Chad Schrautz. Brian Smith is the long snapper, 35-yarder straight on. It is down. It is kicked. And it is good. 12:54 left to play in the first quarter. A 60-yard pass play sets up a 35-yard field goal. Rainbows up 3-0.
At Aaron's, it always costs less, a whole lot less. Take this giant RCA 46-inch big screen TV with picture-in-picture. At Rent-A-Center, a 48-inch Philips model is $131.96 a month for 36 months. But don't be fooled. Do the math. That's over $4,700. At Aaron's, $99.99 a month for 24 months. So you save over $2,100 and you own it a full year sooner. You don't need credit. You own it much sooner. And you get the guaranteed lowest price. So why pay more? Do the math. Call Aaron's.
I've got the wireless internet right here in my hand. No wires, no tricks. There's news, sports, even Yahoo, and crystal clear calls, all right here on Sprint PCS. That's right. Come on out. Welcome back to the world.
Introducing the Sprint PCS wireless web.
Really dry skin.
Dry, itchy skin.
For dry, itchy skin, these non-medicated moisturizers all fall short of new Gold Bond medicated body lotion. Triple action Gold Bond moisturizes, protects, and stops itch. New Gold Bond medicated body lotion. More than a moisturizer, it's medicated.
In football, speed is everything. Same for pain relief. That's why pro athletes demand the fast relief of Flexall. Flexall's unique aloe vera gel speeds relief straight to the pain, so you're back in the game in no time. Flexall, full speed relief for tough pain.
Injury update sponsored by the Queens Medical Center, Hawaii's leader in orthopedic surgery and sports medicine. For Hawaii, Jacob Espiau sprained left hamstring. He is out of this game, and for Rice, playing it very close to the vest. No injuries reported, but Jamie Tyler, their fullback, still hurting. Whether he will start tonight, that is still the question, as Rice would not confirm or deny that he would be the starting fullback tonight. Sean White, number 25, will return it for Rice. Kicking off is Chad Schrautz. 3-0 Rainbows early on. Schrautz kicks it to the goal line. Here comes Sean White. White over the 20 to the 23-yard line. James Fenderson, who has performed brilliantly at times on special teams. Fenderson there to make the tackle for the Rainbows. So it will be first down for Rice. Rice machine-like. And Rainbow fans from the early 90s will look at this offense, this spread option at times, and it is the same offense that the Rainbows ran to the Holiday Bowl and a WAC championship in 1992. They come out on the wishbone. Richardson gives the ball to Gingrich, turns the corner. Gingrich is hit and dropped by Quincy Lejay at the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage being the 23. Good opening play for Rice. This is the way Rice is offensive line. Bevan Gray, Baldwin Fowler, and Sandoval averaging 278 pounds. Mike Gingrich, who just carried that ball, 11 carries, 112 yards against Tulsa last week. Second down and about a yard. And they come out in what Hawaii used to run in the early 90s. Ball is given up the middle for the first down to Clint Leshper. And Leshper at 6'2", 240, the senior out of Thorndale, Texas, comes in with 140 yards on 42 rushes, gets the first down. Defensively, Matt Paul, Doug Sims, Tony Tuioti, and Joe Correa in that defensive front. Robert Kempert, 8 tackles last week against UTEP. They gave him the game ball. And the defensive backfield, LeJay, Jackson Miller, and Austin. Phil Austin, first start at quarterback this year, is coming over from safety. First down for Rice. Rice wants to control the clock, keep that passing offense of the Rainbows off the field. Wishbone. Ball is given to number 26, Leroy Bradley. And Bradley able to explore the Rainbow secondary for 9 yards out to the 44-yard line.
Probably the most important play in stopping the running attack of a team is on first down. Both first downs, Rice getting over close to 9 yards. And on those 2 plays, Jim, it wasn't an option play. It was just regular dive plays, trap plays in the middle, just from the wishbone formation.
Greg McMacken coming over from the NFL Seattle Seahawks, the defensive coordinator for the Rainbows. Second down and 1. Quarterback sneak Richardson. Big gain from the 44 to the 48-yard line. That's enough for a first down. And this is what Rice wants to do. They want to just kind of lull everybody to sleep in the stadium and then use the clock and inexorably move the ball up the field. 10:56 left to play in the first quarter. They have been on the North Shore all week long. Came in on Tuesday for this game. Slot backs. Leshper is the fullback. Richardson keeps. Richardson open in the secondary, spun down at the Rainbow 45. So another variation on the theme for Rice. That'll bring up second down and 3. Good 7-yard gain here.
Good block. Actually, it's a busted play. Turns one way. The fullback going the other way. Turns the busted play into a 7-yard gain.
Raphael Tillman to the far side and Weber to the near side. They come out on a wishbone. Second down and 3 from the Rainbow 45. Ball is given. Still on his feet as Leshper headbutts his way to the Rainbow 35-yard line. Good muscle by Rice. Just taking it to the Rainbows. 10-yard gain by Leshper. Leshper coming off 140 yards. Rather, 140 yards coming into this game, but coming off a very good game against Tulsa. First down from the Rainbow 35. Again, the wishbone. Ball is given to Gingrich. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. Jeff Ulbrich plugging the hole. And that will bring up for the first time in this drive second down and long yardage with 9:22 left to play in the first quarter. And the Rainbows leading 3-0 on a 35-yard field goal by Eric Cano.
And this is exactly what the Rainbow defense needs to do, is put the Rice Owls into the second long situation. That was the first play so far in this drive where the defensive line, the University of Hawaii, took control and no one was able to get downfield and block Jeff Ulbrich, who made a clean tackle.
Ulbrich leads the WAC in tackles, comes into this game with 66. Second and 8. Ball is kept by Richardson. Richardson, his ankle tackle almost broke free in that secondary. D. Miller finally diagnosed and made the stop. So Richardson, who comes into this game with 261-yard rushing and 2 touchdowns.
There's a wishbone attack. It's a broken bone. You see a guy set here, and then when they run this wishbone, there it is, the dive. And now the quarterback turns up real quick, sees the opening, and gets positive yardage.
Third down and 2. 33% in third down conversions. Ball is given to Leshper, and I don't think he made it. Doug Sims and Tony Tuioti double-teamed him. And that will bring up 4th down. Now, Rice probably will gamble here instead of going for the field goal. They have been able to move the ball. And they will have 4th down and about a yard. Richardson looking to the side for the play. And now the field goal team comes on.
The last play, good play by Doug Sims and Tony Tuioti. Their responsibility is the dive. They go nowhere else but stop the fullback.
Now the offensive line huddling up to the right side, and then they come back. Now this may be a fake, and it is a fake. They're going to go for the 1 yard on 4th down. Ball is given to Lesper, and Lesper, I believe, has the first down. Inside the 25 to the 24. So that goes deep into the playbook. University of Hawaii used to do things like that with their spread offense early on. First down for Rice. Good gamble.
Good call by Coach Hackfield. Get the Rainbows totally out of position. The linemen are not set. Rainbows jump offside. No call there, but they're just out of alignment. There's no alignment or symmetry on the line of scrimmage, and an easy first down for the Rice Owls.
Victor Young, the reserve punter, went in at quarterback and handed the ball to Lesper for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 25, double tight end. Single setback is Lesper. Ball is kept by Richardson to the 20, to the 19. And D. Miller finally flops him to the turf there. Another good play on first down for Rice. And the time, 6 minutes and 51 seconds left to play here in quarter number 1.
You know, talking to Greg McMackin, the defensive coordinator for the University of Hawaii, he said the most important series was the first series because in practice you can never get the real speed of this option look that Rice runs and the way they block. So the Rainbows have to make adjustments.
12th play of the drive. Ball just inside the 20, 2nd down. From the wishbone. Ball is kept by Richardson to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. And Rice, running their machine-like offense to perfection, takes the ball up the field and scores. 19-yard jaunt by Chad Richardson. For Richardson in rushing, that is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
There you see Richardson running the wishbone. The option, Joe Correa, the outside guy, turns up good block on Nate Jackson downfield, and now he's just free, and Quincy Leger unable to make the tackle. Perfect execution by the Rice Owls.
And good escort blocking all the way down. It is 6-3, and the extra point is up by Derek Crabtree. It is 7-3. Rice, 6:18 left to play in the first quarter. And so the ground attack of Rice proving very good. Rice makes a statement. 77 yards in 12 plays, 6 minutes, 36 seconds in elapsed time. And Chad Richardson with a 19-yard touchdown run. Richardson on that drive, by the way, 5 carries for 41 yards. And that's the first touchdown that the Rainbows have given up in the Western Athletic Conference, and the first touchdown in the last 10 quarters. You see Greg McMackin on the sideline. Kicking off will be Scott Grimes. Garland is deep for the Bows. It will go deep in the end zone. Garland will not return it, and the Rainbows will have it at the 20-yard line. This presentation of Rainbow Warrior football is sponsored by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for a crisp, clean, classic taste. Rainbows now find themselves behind for the first time in a long time. Dominated UTEP last week, not so tonight, as Rice comes back with prestidigitation, sleight of hand, and that wishbone work to perfection. Chad Richardson running it. So Dan Robinson will come out and try to have the Rainbow Warriors respond. Ricky Lumford has come into the game. He is slotted to the right. From the shotgun, 5 wide receivers. Robinson looking, throws over the middle. That's complete to Harris at the 35-yard line. Well, Shannon Harris making his first completion. Dan Dawson there to ride him to the turf. 15-yard gain, first down for the Rainbow Warriors.
Rainbow's line 3 receivers to their left, and they just sent a lot of green jerseys out there. Shannon Harris cuts underneath the linebacker. Robinson finds him for a good gain, first down on the play.
Rainbow's first and 10 from the 35. They come out in a 4 wide receiver set. Fatia Thompson back with Robinson in the shotgun. Rice blitz. Robinson drops the ball, picks it up, will he run? No, he'll throw. That's complete. To Harris. Harris to the 40-yard line. Good game. Well, you talk about ad-libbing. Dan Dawson blitzing from the edge, and Dawson able to knock the ball free.
Sometimes just the way the ball bounces, it's a little luckier. The ball strips loose, bounces, but bounces right back into Dan's hands, and why run when you can throw?
Gain on the play of over 6 yards. Ball is just short of the 42-yard line. Second down, long 3 for the first down. Robinson gives it to Fatia Thompson, bounces, and then goes nowhere. Good reacting defense by Rice. Wesley Kubish, 6'2", 240, the senior out of Sierra, Texas. Kubish used to be a tight end, and now he is a defensive lineman. Best game of the season was against Michigan when he had 14 tackles. He also has 2 sacks. Loss on the play of 1, back to the 41-yard line. Third down and 4. Scott Sims, number 19, comes in. Triple wide receiver to the left. Rice does not blitz. Robinson wants to throw long for Sims. Sims has it at the 20, down at the 15-yard line. What a play.
Doing practice the last 2 weeks, Scott Sims getting a lot more repetitions with the first unit, getting a lot more look, and you see why Coach Jones giving him more repetition, runs a great route on the sideline. And on the other side of the field, Dwight Carter was open also. Great protection, throw and catch.
46-yard pass. Now the yards get tough. Inside the 15-yard line. From the tee, single setback is Fatia Thompson. First down for Hawaii. Robinson short drop, now throws it away. Second down and 10 from the 13.
To offset the running shoot, you have to send a lot of looks there. The Owls rush 5 in error and put some pressure on Dan Robinson, forcing him to throw the ball away.
3:52 left to play in the first quarter. Rice leading 7-3. Rainbow's knocking on the door. Second down and 10 from the Rice 13-yard line. Triple wide receiver to the left. Robinson with time. Robinson looking. Robinson now throws it high. Incomplete, intended for Carter, deep in the end zone. Robinson could set up a shop and sell shave ice. He had so much time.
Great protection by the line, and the Owls rushed 4 that time, looking for Dwight Carter on the boundary. It's a little too high.
Robinson now 5 for 9, 138 yards in this first quarter. Robinson's best game, 452 yards against Eastern Illinois. 3:44 left. Third down and 10, first quarter. Rainbows from the Rice 13. Robinson, quick throw. That's complete. Carter, touchdown.
Dwight Carter running just a simple post from his outside position, and what happens is both receivers, the slot and Carter, run the post, so that makes the safety there. Number 13 frees with the slot, so Carter's able to slip in between the corner and the safety.
Hanneman for the punt after. It's good. And the Rainbows lead 10-7 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds. left to play in the first quarter. Rainbows go 80 yards in 7 plays. They take 2 minutes and 38 seconds compared to Rice's touchdown drive. Rice went 77 yards in 6:26, almost 6:30. Robinson in that drive, 4 for 6 for 81 yards. A 46-yarder to Scott Sims set things up. Robinson's 11th touchdown pass of the season and Carter's 4th touchdown reception. Sean White is beat. Chad Trout will kick off. 3:39 left in the first. From the 8-yard line, this is White. White hit inside the 20 at the 16. Joaquin Avila from Sebastopol, California, number 50. First one to him. So the Rainbow special teams sparkling again. GTE Hawaiian Tel proudly continues its support of the University of Hawaii General Scholarship Fund by honoring a player from each team in tonight's game. GTE Hawaiian Tel bringing you high-speed access to the internet. 10-7. Rainbow Warriors. First down. Double slot. From the 18. To right. Richardson keeping. Oh, wide open. Richardson in that Rainbow secondary trying to bounce outside. Gets all the way to the 31. Yafet Warren and Nate Jackson finally stopped him. A 13-yard gain. So Rice goes right back to work. It's like they punch in and turn on the machine.
A counter option. He fakes, then he wheels back. And it was a counter option. Instead of spinning, with old Rainbow offenses, you have the quarterback spinning around there. They just fake the dive one way, and he counters back and goes just like a regular cutback play.
Richardson, 6 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown already. We're still in the first quarter. And we have false start. Shan Jackson, the tight end. You see Ken Hatfield. Doesn't like that.
Chad Richardson complaining also.
Frank White is the official, is the referee.
What Richardson is telling White is that the University of Hawaii is doing audibles or stemming on the line of scrimmage, and it's interrupting with his cadence.
So they picked up the flag. Now they are pacing it off. And it will be first down and 15 from the 26. Derek Gary is in the game, number 21. Richardson rolling. Richardson is hit. Richardson is dropped. Robert Kempert. Kempert from Paia, Maui, coming off 8 tackles against UTEP. That's his career high. And he also was awarded the Game Ball for his performance against UTEP last week.
Rainbow's here doing a good job to stop the option. What you want the quarterback to do is run laterally as much as he can. You don't want him to turn up the field or pitch it too quick. And the Rainbows are blessed with very quick outside linebackers in Yafet Warren and that guy right there, Robert Kempert, and they can run plays down from the inside out as long as they can keep the quarterback running parallel.
Second down and 18 from the 23. Rice has yet to pass. Richardson will pass here. Throws it long. Was intended for Derek Gray out of the backfield. That'll bring up third down, long yardage.
What the Rainbows have been practicing all week is what they call their yellow coverage, with just 3 defensive backs. Nate Jackson, the free safety in the middle, and 2 corners. And you bring in the big corner, Phil Austin, replace Shondell Tucker, get a little more run support, and then you bring all your linebackers and your strong safety up to the line of scrimmage.
2:16 left to play in the first quarter. Rainbows leading 10-7. Rice, third down, 18. From the 23. Richardson gives the ball. Oh, big hole to Gary. Gary to the 30, Gary to the 34. Not enough for the first down. But he had running room around the near side. Quincy LeJay finally upended him. And a late flag.
They're either going to call it on Matt Paul or number 74 for Rice, Billy Haven. A lot of jawing going on the sideline there. Players pushing each other.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Rice. See Ken Hatfield and number 74 Billy Harvin, sophomore out of Houston. And it's unsportsmanlike maybe on David Lee.
David Lee, from former Texas El Paso head coach. David Lee right here in the red. Away fans may know him from being the head coach at Texas El Paso.
He is the offensive coordinator here for Rice.
Maybe using some of that fancy English they speak in Texas.
So it will be fourth down, a loss of down on that unsportsmanlike conduct. 1:56 left in the first quarter. Travis Hale into punt. Hale is second in WAC punting at 43.3. Chad Shroud of the Rainbows is first at 43.3. Wobbler. Garland takes it at the Rainbow 41. Garland trying to get outside, still on his feet. Garland at the 45, finally down at the 48-yard line. That electrified the crowd. 40-yard punt, 7-yard return, and the Rainbows will have it with very solid field position with 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Oh, this is a game.
June Jones has to talk to a few of his players. You have a few players, and there's Adrian Clem taking control on the field. He gets number 11, Anthony Smith, getting a little lippy, trying to almost taking off his helmet, and the referee looking for the flag. You take off your helmet on the field, that's a penalty. And Adrian Clem doing the right thing as the senior leader. There you see June Jones talking to Anthony Smith. Calm down, play the football game.
First down for the Rainbows. They lead 10-7 in a very exciting first quarter. Robinson to throw. Robinson, that's partially blocked. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Harris tried to run it down, but he really didn't have a chance. So a deflected pass. Rainbows looking deep again.
And credit the Rice defensive secondary here. Robinson has a lot of time. He just can't find someone open. And after then, number 71.
That's B.J. Ferguson.
B.J. Ferguson knocks it down.
Ferguson out of Allen, Texas, the nose guard, 1 sack so far this season. Second down and 10 from the 48 for the Rainbows. 1:32 left to play. Rainbows up 10-7. Again from the shotgun, Dan Robinson throws and overthrows Carter. That'll bring up third down and 10. Adrian Sandler covering on the play for Rice.
One thing Coach Jones told his offense for this game is that he expects Rice to play really deep, try not to give up the deep ball, although they have given up 2 already, and that the offense needs to be patient and not try to force anything deep.
Rainbows came into this game 22 for 65, 33.8% in third down conversions, third down and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Robinson to throw, looking long, now checks off. Throw sideline pattern complete to Carter. Carter at the 45. That is short of the first down. In fact, they only give him forward progress to the 46. Chad Shroud has come in to punt.
There you see Dwight Carter open there. Robinson's looking actually to his right, then he looks to his left and sees Dwight Carter, but by then Carter has to retreat short of the first down.
So Trout is in to punt. Sean White deep for Rice, and White is dangerous. Waiting for the snap. Not a good kick at all. Comes down at the 30, inside the 25. Oh, takes a rainbow bounce inside the 20. Ends up at the 19. It will be first down for Rice at that point. 1:09 left to play in the first quarter. 27-yard punt, that's all. And that does not bode well for Shrout continuing to lead the WAC in punting.
so far in this first quarter, you saw everything. You see the perfection of the Rainbow offense, perfection of the Rice offense, and then defensively, both units stopped the opponent.
Chad Richardson, his backups, Jeremy Bates, stress fracture in the foot. Corey Evans with a knee injury. They will not play tonight. So Richardson, a lot of pressure on him. Richardson gives the ball to Leshber. And Leshber cracks out over the 20 from the 19 to about the 24-yard line. We'll see where they give him the forward progress, almost to the 25. And Leshber is still down. And this does not bode well for Rice, trying to get up. Hope he's okay. Shaken up on that play.
Good hard run on that play by Leshber, the talented fullback. The goal for the fullback dive is to get at least 4 yards. On that play, he got 5, over 5, so it's a successful run. It's important that he gets back in because his backup is already banged up.
Yeah, that's Jamie Tyler. So Leshber will limp off. Hopefully they can get him back in as you look at Ken Hatfield and the offensive coordinator, David Lee. Rice in Houston, Texas. William Marsh Rice Institute of Literature, Science, and Art, established in 1891. Second down and 4 from the 25 for Rice. Ball is kept by Richardson, and he's thrown for a loss. Ulbrich got him. For Ulbrich, that is his 9th tackle for a loss this season. And that's right up there among WAC leaders.
What Jeff saw was that his inside guys had to dive, so he shuffled and he saw a hole and he just filled it because he knew that the quarterback would be 90% of the time on the other side of that hole.
Third down for Rice. Third down and 5. Ball is back at the 24. Loss on the play of 1. Raphael Tillman to the far side. Gilbert Okoronkwo to the near side. Ball is kept by Richardson, trying to turn the corner. He does. Has the first down out to the 31. And that's the end of the first quarter. As Rice, this offense, very machine-like, continues to grind up the yardage. But the Rainbows lead it 10-7 at the end of 1.
Continue to enhance and upgrade their athletic facilities. On all 8 campuses, new construction or renovations have either recently been completed, are underway, or are in the planning stages. This clearly demonstrates that the universities of the WAC are committed to their athletic programs as the 21st century begins. At the Western Athletic Conference, we are certainly building for the future.
Kevin Gilbride, a redshirt quarterback, waiting on the sideline for his chance next season. Subway Rainbow Report, Rainbow Soccer in the WAC matchup at San Jose State tomorrow night. That's the Rainbow Wahine. And then men and women's basketball first practice tips off 12:01. That's Saturday at the Stan Sheriff Center. That is midnight Ohana. Great Hawaiian music throughout the night, and then the basketball teams will debut. Subway, the way a sandwich should be. First down for Rice as we begin the second quarter. 10-7 Rainbows. Ball at the Rice 31-yard line. Richardson keeps. Richardson fumbles the ball. And the Rainbows may have it. They do. Tony Tuioti. for Rice. That is their 21st fumble of the season, and that is the 10th time that they have lost it.
This was a caused fumble. Again, you want to have that quarterback stretch along the line. You don't want him to turn. And there he gets hit by Joe Carrera from the back and tough Tony Tuioti. And the word Tuioti, by the way, means death punch in Samoan. And he gets that recovery.
I didn't know you knew all that.
Well, my wife teaches me a little Samoan here and there.
First down for the Rainbows at the 33-yard line of Rice. Stutzman in motion. Robinson throws, complete to Harris. Ball comes out. That is picked up, and they say no, not possession. It was an incomplete pass. Tackle made by Dan Dawson.
You give Rice credit on that play, because usually if you had a coaching point for the Rainbows, when they come into a sudden change situation in scoring position, they like to take it to the end zone. On that play, they sent Carter and Stutzman into the end zone, but Rice was still able to cover Shannon Harris short.
Just underway. 14:44 left to play in the first half. Carter and Stutzman and Harris, they flank out to the left, and to the right is Scott Sims. Again from the shotgun. Ball is given to Apatia Thompson. He probes the right secondary to the 26. Rashard Pittman, number 47 from Mariana, Florida, 5'11", 225, the sophomore there, to make the tackle for Rice.
We're blocking up front by Manly Kanoa, Dustin Owens, and Andy Phillips, just pushing the white jerseys back. Apatia just buries himself behind the three big linemen and goes for positive yards.
Rainbows will come out with 5 wide receivers. Ricky Lumford comes into the game, replacing Apatia Thompson. Carter is flanked to the left and Sims to the right. From the shotgun, Robinson steps up, throws over the middle, complete to Harris, first down. Inside the 15-yard line. So the Rainbows converting on third down, and the Rainbow Warriors set up shop inside the Rice 15.
Jim, you said it. What makes it for the Rainbows here is the formation. All these receivers, the Owls just can't get enough defenders back there to cover them. There you see Harris in the inside 85 running, settle right in the zone, the soft pot in the zone, and the line gives Robinson enough time to find him.
They'll put the ball at the 12. Ball is given to Apatia Thompson. Thompson is swallowed up by the white shirts of the Rice Owls. So he made, it's lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Rainbows ran this play before, and Apatia made positive yardage. Here, the Rice linebackers just fill in the gaps hard. And number 35,
Wesley Kubish.
Wesley Kubish filling hard, making the tackle.
Second down and 10 from the 12-yard line of Rice. Triple wide receiver to the left. Again from the shotgun. Robinson steps up. Chased out of the pocket. Now throws over the middle. Intercepted. And Rice turns it over and will put the ball at the 20-yard line. That's the 10th interception of the season for Robinson. Robinson tried to force it, and he forced it into the end zone with no receiver around.
What happened on that play, he's looking for Dwight Carter. Dwight Carter makes the cut, falls down, and he's throwing to an area where Carter would have been, but you see there Carter on the ground slipping.
Greg Gatlin out of Houston went to St. Thomas High School in Houston, the freshman, there to make the interception. So Robinson throws his 10th interception of the season, and Rice will have it first and 10 at the 20. So turnabout is fair play. Each team has turned it over once. Richardson with the double slot. Richardson keeps, and they wedge him after a very short game from the 20, perhaps to the 23. Louis Funga and Tony Tuioti there to make the tackle. They double-teamed him. Louis, out of Waipahu High School, transferred back to the University of Hawaii from Nevada, Las Vegas, and Tony Tuioti. Tony coming off 5 tackles and a sack last week against Utah. Second down and 7 for Rice. Richardson pitches back. With it is Leroy Bradley. Bradley still on his feet over the 30. Bradley is undercut as he gets to the 35-yard line. So the pitch really works. And one of the Rainbows is down. 12-yard gain. And it looks like Joe Correa. And this does not look good. Joe holding his knee. Joe already has the broken hand. Joe with 2 sacks coming into the game and 1 interception. That was last week against UTEP. Number 6, Correa, with all kinds of injuries. And now, the way he held his knee, this does not look good.
That's one thing Greg McMackin said in practice. You just can't practice the way that Rice blocks. I mean, in the option game, everything is low. You go for the knees, you block low, and you try to tie up the defender's legs. So you just really can't practice that in practice. On that play, Bradley does a great job of slipping the tackle of Nate Jackson. And another thing, when you miss the tackle against the option team, if your guy is the pitch guy and you miss that tackle, it's going to be a few yards down the field until you get help.
So concern for Joe Correa, quarterback out of St. Louis High School. Played the quarterback position, then signed a professional baseball contract and was an outstanding pitcher. In fact, he had an earned run average under 2 before he returned from professional baseball and then came back to the University of Hawaii and has become a very good defensive lineman. What a transition. We'll take a break. Rainbows have lost. They have lost Correa. So, Joe, you see him there. Number 6. And you watch Louis Funga, number 99, come over and then roll up on him and really put the pressure on that knee. And that was it for Joe. So Mikey Osua, 6'3" sophomore out of Los Angeles. Has gone in to take the place of Correa. First down at the 34 for Rice, their own 34. Rainbows come pouring across. Matt Paul and Louis Funga. Rob Bevan out of Austin, Texas may have moved.
Matt Paul teed off on Rod Devon's hip. He bounced his hip. There's Hatfield. Coach Hatfield said, hey, he's just adjusting his stance. But right here, number 66, if you watch his hip, defense right there, that's offside. Defensive linemen just are looking for little keys, a little movement, and they're going to key off on the ball.
So that moves the ball back to the 29-yard line, where it will be first down and 15 for Rice. They come out in the double slot. Ball is kept by Richardson, and he is ankle tackled as he gets to the 35-yard line by D. Miller. Well, it really opened up, and possibilities were presenting themselves to him, but D. Miller came over and got him by the shoelaces. Good look at this Chad Richardson, 5'11", 200-pound senior out of Allen, Texas. Led Rice in 98 in rushing with 746 yards. Second down and 9. Richardson to throw. Richardson is sacked. D. Miller inside the 25, back at the 22.
Credit on this play has to go to Greg McMackin on that play, second and long, calling the blitz. He's going to send D. Miller from this side, and Matt Paul. D. Miller's on a safety blitz already. Perfect call for that play.
Huge sack by D. Miller. And for Miller, that's his first sack of the season. He does have 1 interception, but he came in a hurry as Richardson was trying to set his sights on Raphael Tillman. Third down. Third down and 16 from the 29. Well, Ball is given to Bradley, and Bradley with good running room gets out over the 35. Then the Rainbow defense finally converges on him. Robert Kempert and Quincy Leger.
On that play, it shows you something. Rice has so much confidence in their wishbone, and they feel that's what they do the best, that option attack. 3rd and 16. Usually teams are throwing the ball, they're running the football.
Jamal Garland, who leads the WAC in punt returns, goes deep. As you look at Ken Hatfield, backpedaling is Garland. Punting is Travis Hale. This is Hale's second punt. His first one went 40 yards. Good snap. Just gets it away. Oh, Espinoza almost blocked it. And the ball goes inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line, but we have a penalty flag, and it may be running into the kicker. 46-yard punt. Roughing the kicker on the Rainbows. That will give. We'll see where the penalty is. That should give Rice a first down. There you see Dennis McKnight, the special teams coach for the Rainbow Warriors. It's either, we don't know yet whether it's running into the kicker or roughing the kicker.
See, they declined the penalty. It's only a 5-yard penalty. They like the punt and the spot of the football. So Coach Hatfield makes a good call and declines the penalty.
So the Rainbows will have it when we come back. 8:54 left to play in the first half. See the kicker, Travis Hale, and the penalty was called running into the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty. You see Bo Espinoza almost blocking that. And so that 5-yard penalty would not give Rice the first down. So the Rainbows will take over on a very good punt of 46 yards. They take over inside their own 20 at the 18. Sims and Carter, the wide receivers. Ball is given to Apatia Thompson. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. Wesley Kubish, who has played stellarly for Rice so far in this game, was there to stop him. Let's go down to Brooks Bear. Brooksy.
And, Jim, we have an injury update on Joe Correa, Hawaii's defensive end, and it's kind of a mixed plate. The bad news is that he has re-aggravated that right knee injury, and he is now done for the day. The good news is that, at least initially, doesn't appear that he's torn anything. But, again, Joe Correa is done for the day.
And we wish Joe well. 2nd down and 9 from the 19, again from the T formation. Ball is given on a sweep to Apatia Thompson, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, that's all. Rashard Pittman able to track him down as Thompson went around the near side. So the Rainbows have gone away from their passing attack, and all of a sudden Apatia Thompson, single setback, is running the ball.
What they're trying to do on those running plays is bring those safeties up. But the Rice front 7 is doing a good job of stopping the run without the defensive secondary.
3rd down and 8. Ball at the 20. They go back to the shotgun. Rainbow's trying to convert here on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz. Robinson throws, slings it behind Stutzman. Robinson tried to throw that sidearm. Stutzman on a crossing pattern just short of the first down. And that will bring up 4th down, and the Rainbows come away with nothing for their efforts as they run 3 plays, and now will punt it away with Chad Shrout. Deep is Sean White. So the Rainbow special teams called on to perform again. Brian Smith is the long snapper. Excellent punt. White backpedaling, takes it at the 25-yard line, gets away from Fenderson, gets away from Smith, and finally making the stop is Joaquin Avila. 55-yard punt and a 17-yard return for Rice. 7:19 left to play in the first half. Hawaii leading 10-7. On sale at your Hawaii Volkswagen dealers now. First down from the 43-yard line for Rice. Ball is given to the fullback, Jamie Tyler. Tyler carrying, returning starter, comes in with only 65 yards because of those injuries, carrying for the first time. Matt Paul there to nose him to the turf after a short game from the 42 to the just short of the 40. Well, now they put it at the 44. So second down, long yardage, 2nd and 8 for Rice. Weber to the far side and to the near side, Okoronkwo. Looking for Weber, throws. That's complete inside the 50. Phil Austin hits him out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So Rice with a first down, moving the ball, 12-yard gain from Richardson to Weber. For Weber, that's only his 2nd reception of the season. He had a 17-yarder against Navy.
And Rice did a good job of picking up the blitz there. You see D. Miller being picked up. Richardson able to find Weber in the flats.
So Rice now has advanced the ball to the 44-yard line of the Rainbows. Shan Jackson comes in for Weber, and Jackson is the tight end. So for all intents and purposes, they will go back to the running game. First down from the 44. Richardson tied up. Not full of players. And a loss on the play of at least a yard. But the Rainbows really penetrated quickly. The Rainbow Warriors in green showed up in a hurry. Tony Tuioti was there. And Doug Sims.
There's a situation where Richardson wanted the football back, but Tyler didn't want to give it back to him. See, Tyler has the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. And then what the green jerseys do is tackle everyone. You get that look like, I told you, give me the ball.
Second down and 11. Will Richardson throw? He will. Throws. That is complete to Gingrich at the 40. Gingrich short of the first down. They give him forward progress to the 36. And that will bring up 3rd down and 2. So a 9-yard gain on that play, on that pass play, from Richardson to Gingrich. And for Gingrich, that's his first reception of the season.
Again, the Rainbows rushing 5. They're only lining up 3 in the backfield, so everyone has a big area to cover.
Nate Jackson holding on. Yafet Warren coming over to help out. 3rd down and 2. They come out in the wishbone. Big hole. Running is Gingrich for the first down inside the 30, close to the 27-yard line. And Nate Jackson getting up very slowly, and Jackson shaking up on that play.
And this is not an option play. This is just a straight dive where you line up in the wishbone, you send 2 guys this way, and this guy comes around this way, zone blocking up front, and just good execution by Rice.
Excellent block by Leroy Bradley, number 26 on that play. That advances the ball to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for Rice. They trail in this game 10-7. Richardson gives it up the middle to Tyler, and Tyler running with green jerseys trailing behind him, gets all the way to the 15. That should be enough for a first down. It is. 12-yard gain.
You mentioned before, Jim, that Richardson is the key captain, and he has to make the read. There he makes a read to give it to the fullback. Good read. Rice does a good job of sealing the tackles inside. Tyler makes 11 yards.
So Jamie Tyler, I believe we showed Taylor, but his name is Tyler. First down from the 15-yard line. Rice threatens here. Ball is given, and hit immediately is Sean White. White may have gained a yard, but he was hit by Jeff Ulbrich, the middle linebacker.
It's the same play they tried to run. They ran a few plays ago where Gingrich made 15 yards. On that one, Jeff recognized it, fielded hard, and made the tackle.
3:47 left to play. So another time-consuming, machine-like drive. Very business-like. 2nd down and 9. From the Rainbow 13. It is kept by Richardson, and he is hit back at the 15-yard line. Mike Iosua, the first one to him, number 70, and then Matt Paul follows. And that will bring up third down. We'll call it third down and 10.
Mike Iosua there, number 70, replacing Joe Carrera. Does a good job on this end of just getting into the quarterback. It's the other guy on the outside. He makes a good tackle.
So timeout has been called by Rice. 3:08 left to play in the first half. The Rainbows holding on to a 3-point lead.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the right.
Foodland Scholar Athlete of the Week, University of Hawaii women's cross-country runner Diane Kohara. Diane achieved a 3.45 GPA while majoring in elementary education. Congratulations to Diane. Third down and 10 for Rice. Weber to the right. Okoronkwo to the left. And a double slot. Passing formation for Rice. Big play. Kept by Richardson. Richardson breaks one tackle, but not another. He's chased down by D. Williams.
You talk to Rich Miano, D. Miller's coach. He always talks about D. Miller's coverage speed. He just has just so much speed to get from point A to point B on the field. There you see Richardson breaking the tackle. Matt Paul thinks he has running room, and then number 17 just shows up out of nowhere.
Eric Crabtree in to try the field goal. It will be a 30-yarder. Crabtree is perfect. He is 6 for 6 in point after touchdowns, and he is 5 for 5 in field goals. His longest 41 yards against Navy. This will be one just outside the 20-yard line straight on. Should be a chip shot for him. And he kicks it through to tie the game with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the first half. So now the Rainbows, with their vaunted passing attack, leading the WAC, have a chance to go to the 2-minute drill, something that Coach June Jones has worked on and has refined in his years in the National Football League, and we have seen it work in some games this year. So we'll be able to see how they run it here to try to get the lead back as we are tied at 10. Get University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior team profiles, stats, and highlights and more when you log on to KHNL.com, sponsored by Aloha Airlines. Expect more from Aloha Airlines. Rice, as we mentioned, came in to Hawaii on Tuesday and stayed at the North Shore. And we were asking, gee, I wonder why they came in so early. Was it because Chad Richardson needed some work during the week because his backup quarterbacks were hurt? We were told no. It was a mess up in ticketing and booking, and with the dentists coming in, 30,000 of them this week for the convention, they had to come in early and stay out there.
I don't think any of the players were complaining out in the...
They had closed practices. In fact, one afternoon they practiced on the 10th fairway at the golf course out there. Well, they've come in finely tuned and have given the Rainbow Warriors everything that they wanted. 10-10 tie. Short kick, calling for the fair catch. And taking the fair catch is Bobby Morgan. So the Rainbows will have the ball at about the 27-yard line, and it will be first down for the Rainbows at that point. So Dan Robinson had a terrific first quarter, but the Rainbow production in passing has fallen off here in quarter number 2. Scott Sims to the near side as the wide receiver. Carter to the far side. Robinson throws. That's complete to Stutzman. Stutzman spinning, but only to the 31, and that will keep the clock going. Coming up on 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Wesley Kubish and Kenny Smith. Smith just into the game, the defensive back from Gulfport, Mississippi.
Robinson finds Stutzman as the hot receiver as he sees Dan Dawson blitzing.
Second down and 7. Rainbows pick up the blitz, throws long over the middle for Sims. Sims takes a clout at the 40-yard line, holds on to the ball.
They're going to say completion.
Travis Ortega really hit him. Ortega lost his helmet. Sims is still down, but now they say incomplete.
Sims running a seam route. Dan finds him, and Ortega comes from his strong safety position and lays a hit. That looks like a completion. But the officials are saying he didn't have possession of the football.
What a hit by Ortega. Ortega is noted for his big hits. That was one of them there, because Sims was just hung out to dry. I mean, what a target. And Ortega really blasted him. And Sims is still down. So Scott Sims from Carlsbad, California, transferred to the University of Hawaii from Palomar College. Did he have possession here?
And that's the call. Now, official there on the spot said catch, and the official from the line, from the boundary came in and said not a catch. And the fans are clapping now because Scott Sims, I mean, that looks like a catch to me. I mean, but it's we're looking at a very slow speed. And Jim, we mentioned before, Coach Jones was giving Scott Sims a lot of work in practice.
Tough call, but I think the right call. 1:35 left, third down. Rainbow's looking to try to keep this drive going on third down. Robinson needs throws. That is not complete to Stutzman. And that will bring up fourth down. So the Rainbows will have to punt it away, and credit Rice, especially Travis Ortega. Ortega saved a big gainer for the Rainbows. And the Rainbows will try to hold on here and preserve the 10-10 tie. As Chad Shrout comes in to punt. Shrout's punts 27 yards, and then a boomer, 56 yards. Sean White is deep for Rice. Good snap. And a good punt. Coming down, no fair catch. Taken on the 21-yard line, juggled, and dropped. Deanna Armstrong, number 34. And we have a penalty flag. 48-yard punt, a minus 3-yard return. We'll see whether a face mask is involved here. Looking for Frank White. Frank White's been having trouble with his microphone, so we have to pay particular attention. Face mask against the Rainbows. And it probably will be called on Flex or Fayama Armstrong.
Good coverage by the punting. Chad kicks is high and long, and there you see 34 right there. Now that might be he pulled, so let's see if they give him a 5 or 15, and they're giving him a 5-yard penalty. So incidental face mask.
1 minute and 19 seconds left in the first half, a 10-10 tie. Rainbow scoring first, leading 3-0. Then Rice leading 7-3. Then the Rainbows 10-7, and Rice with the field goal to tie it at 10-10. They come out in a passing formation. Richardson with it, gives the ball up the middle, and stutter stepping is Lloyd Bradley. Bradley couldn't shift it into gear. And Matt Paul finally wedged him to the turf after a very short gain. So a timeout has been called by the Rainbow Warriors as they try to pin Rice deep, as Coach Jones and Coach Hatfield start to play the clock game here at the end of the first half. You see the timeouts remaining for both teams. Defensive coordinator Greg McMacken mentioned that last year he was on Dennis Erickson's staff at the Seattle Seahawks. And he was asked to come to Hawaii by June Jones. And he really likes it in the Hawaiian Islands. Said that is the place for him. A 10-10 tie here in the first quarter. Ken Hatfield, of course, with the wishbone, aided by offensive coordinator David Lee. Hatfield with, no doubt, some last-minute machinations. And there you see, always coaching, June Jones and Dan Robinson, the Rainbow quarterback. June Jones coaches throughout the game, not only the quarterback position, but he will coach anybody. Second down and 10. Okoronko and Gingrich to the near side. As wide receivers. Rainbow showing blitz. Ball is given up the middle. Short gain again by Bradley. Rainbows wedge him. Doug Sims. Tony Tuioti there to make the stop for the Rainbow Warriors. And the Rainbow Warriors may call a timeout again, and they do, with 1 minute left to play in the first half.
We've seen the Rainbow defense, score as little in a touchdown in 30 seconds. It's a quick scoring offense, so Coach Jones trying to preserve the clock.
Ken Hatfield, he described this game to a T. He said earlier in the week it shapes up as a classic game of offensive styles. Nobody we've seen throws as much as Hawaii will, and nobody has run it against them as much as we will. It will certainly be a fun game for the fans, and so far throughout this first half, it has been. Stop by your favorite Chevron station and pick up a University of Hawaii air freshener Speedball. It makes your car smell very well, and proceeds support the Rainbow. Chevron, simply smarter. Both teams have turned the ball over once. Rice on a fumble and Hawaii on an interception, and both within about 30 seconds of each other. Rice gave Hawaii outstanding field position as Richardson fumbled it over. But then Dan Robinson threw his 10th interception of the season shortly thereafter, giving the ball back to Rice. Third down and 8 from the 25. Tillman and Okoronko are the wide receivers. Double slot. Richardson looking for running room. Chased down again by D. Miller. And the Rainbows will take their final timeout of this first half.
That is just a play by D. Miller. It's just an example of speed. Lines up on the far right side, and the Rainbows able to stretch. Here's D. Miller. He's going to come all the way over here and make the tackle from behind because the Rainbows are stretching Richardson wide of the field, so it gives Miller time to close in.
See how quick D. Miller is. Miller from Horn Lake, Mississippi. Went to Northwest Mississippi College. He had 15 tackles against SMU. That was his career high. And he also had a pass interception against Southern Methodist as the Rainbows were able to win that game. First time they were able to win on the road in 7 years. 24 WAC games. So Rice will come on to punt it away. Travis Hale will punt, and Jamal Garland deep for the Rainbows, clapping his hands at about the 28-yard line. Fourth punt for Travis Hale out of Duncanville, Texas. He was the WAC Special Team Player of the Week last week against Tulsa. Rainbows with 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Punt is short. Coming up to take it is Garland. Full run. Takes it at the 39-yard line. Gets out to the 43. Garland is fearless. 32-yard punt. And a 6-yard return. He took that full speed.
That is a little play, but a big play. Knowing that he can't let that ball hit the ground, he runs up, catches the football, and gets the ball to the 48. Great field position.
Rainbows with 47 seconds remaining. is flanked to the far side. Scott Sims to the near side. Good to see Sims back in the game. Robinson looking. Throws long for Sims. Incomplete. Triple coverage on Sims. Stops the clock with 42 seconds left. It will be second down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Rainbows now with no timeouts in this first half. A 10-10 tie. Carter, and into the game now is Ashley Lely, 6'3" freshman from Honolulu out of Radford High School, just up the road here at Aloha Stadium. Robinson looking. Robinson now throws. That's complete for the first down to Harris. And Harris, does he get out of bounds to stop the clock? He does. The clock is stopped at 34 seconds left.
This is a good
19-yard game.
Good job by Dan Robinson, looking deep, and then finding Harris in the flats, and good protection by Kalana Noa, Adrian Clem up front. Great effort getting out of bounds.
Warrior offensive line certainly has given Robinson time to look. He's had so much time back there, he can conduct an investigation. 34 seconds left. 10-10 tie. Rainbows have advanced the ball to the 33-yard line of Weiss. Again from the shotgun, Dan Robinson. Look out. Now Robinson throws. That's complete to Harris, and they roll him out of bounds after a gain of close to 8 yards. 29 seconds left. Larry Ruffin, number 46, just into the game for the Owls, able to make the defensive play.
Why those flat passes are open is because the Owls are not giving anything deep. They're playing their corners off the ball. Safeties are lining up deep, keeping all the green jerseys underneath them.
Second down, about 3. Robinson with time again. Throws over the middle. Carter has it at the 6-yard line.
Robinson will come now and just spike the football.
19-yard gain, 24 seconds left. And we'll see if Robinson just throws it down. He does. That stops the clock. 24 seconds left to play here in the first half. A 10-10 tie. Rainbows, that pattern has to be very quick here because the distance that the secondary has to cover now is not deep, and it's easier for them to cover on the Rainbow passing attack. So we'll see what the Bows do here. 24 seconds left at 10-10 tie. They put it at the 7. Carter to the left. Triple wide receiver to the right. Lele flank to the right side. From the shotgun. Robinson, blitzy, quick pass. That's complete to Harris. And Harris is down to the 3. Could not get in. Rainbow's trying to line up quickly. 60, 50. You can see the clock. 12 seconds left. Robinson's got to spike the ball again. 7 seconds. Robinson spikes it, stops it. 4 seconds. Saving the touchdown that time for Rice. In that defensive secondary, as Eric Hannum will come in to try the field goal.
Big play for Rice there, attacking Harris on the 2-yard line.
Big play. Hannum out of the hold of Shrout. Kicks it. And it is no good. It is not good. Hannum misses the chipper. We are tied at 10. So a great play, saving the touchdown.
They compete in this city.
And these as well.
They compete here.
And here.
And this is what they do.
Western Athletic Conference Athletics.
Great action,
fantastic settings.
Jason Hebert saved the touchdown. Rainbows tried to settle for a field goal by Eric Hannum, a chip shot, and that was decidedly right. And my partner said to Hannum before the game, and you saw it in the keys to the game, aim right. Well, he did, but it was too far right. We are tied at 10 at the break. Distinctively contrasting styles. And yet, you see the results the same. Rice 10 and the Rainbows 10 as we are entertained at halftime by the Kalani High School band from Kalani Anaole Highway.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the Rainbow Football Network.
We are tied at 10 at halftime. Rice and Hawaii. Rice doing it on the ground. The only touchdown that Rice has, a brilliant 19-yard run by Chad Richardson. Watch the blocking. Block there, and then even farther down the field, escorting him into the end zone. At that point, it was Rice taking the lead, 7-3, but then the Rainbows came back to take the lead 10-7 on this pass from Robinson to Carter. For Robinson, his 11th touchdown of the year. For Carter, his 4th touchdown reception. Rushing yardage as expected. Rice 162 yards. Hawaii only 11. Passing yardage, Hawaii as expected, way up over Rice. Total offense, Hawaii with the edge, 235 to 183. Average yards per play, Hawaii 7.1 to 4.9. Time of possession, Rice grinding it out, very business-like, machine-like. And in penalties, very few penalties called in this game. A 10-10 tie at halftime.
Building projects like these are going on throughout the Western Athletic Conference as WAC schools continue to enhance and upgrade their athletic facilities.
On all 8 campuses, new construction or renovations have either recently been completed, are underway, or are in the planning stages. This clearly demonstrates that the universities of the WAC are committed to their athletic programs as the 21st century begins. At the Western Athletic Conference, we are certainly building for the future.
Hawaii deadlocked with Rice here at halftime at 10-10. Obviously, the Rainbows in a dogfight, but a lot of people this year didn't even expect Hawaii would be in this position. Hawaii 4-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play, and alone in first place atop the Western Athletic Conference. Of course, they were picked preseason by the media to finish dead last in the WAC, to finish 8th. But the media made those predictions based on Hawaii's stats last year. And believe you me, this is a very different team than Hawaii was last year. We check out a Bud fact. Pulling rank, the Rainbows last year winning percentage 112th in the nation. This year the Rainbows are 14th in the nation. Total offense last year 100th, this year all the way up to 37. Total defense last year 78th in the nation, this year up to 50. And look at net punting, they got the same guy punting, but with Dennis McKnight leading the way as a special teams coach, Hawaii has gone in net punting from 111th all the way up to 14th. Obviously this is a brand new Rainbow team. Jim, let's find out what they can do here in the second half.
Okay, Brooks, we'd like to send our many alohas to the University of Hawaii Waihinei volleyball team watching tonight in Two Rose Restaurant in Houston. And Coach Dave Shoji winning last night in Tulsa, and then tonight at Rice University. They are now 15-0 on the season, and they are watching tonight from Two Rose Restaurant in Houston, Texas. So we send them our best.
Let's go back.
Can hardly wait for them to come back. That's a long play. Rainbows will kick off starting the second half. Sean White goes back to receive. So Ken Hatfield getting ready to prime the pump here in the second half. Get this machine-like offense ready to go. Chad Trout kicks off. Coming up to take it at the 10-yard line is White. Look out. Oh, he has some running room outside at the 30. And finally, Sean Butts, number 23, gets him. 31-yard return. Excellent field position for Rice. You see the rushing distribution when they run to the left, to the middle, and to the right. There you see the quarterback, Richardson, 16 carries, fullback only 8, and the halfback 10. So Richardson really has taken that offensive responsibility and placed it squarely on his shoulders. First down from the 40 for Rice. 10-10 tie. Looking to steal this game, establish the momentum. Richardson in the open. Richardson may score. 20-10 touchdown on the first play of the second half. And there are no penalty flags. 60-yard run by Chad Richardson. That is his longest run of the year. Previously, 28-yarder against Navy. And Richardson just was loping along by himself.
Great execution. Fakey to the dive, sees the seam, then cuts back here, breaks one tackle, and then Richardson has speed, just outruns the Rainbows into the end zone. Good cutback there once he got beyond the line of scrimmage.
So Derek Crabtree in to drive the point after. 16-10 Rice. Boy, Rice saw something and they took advantage of it. You talk about adjustments at halftime. Crabtree drills it. It is 17-10 Rice. So the Rainbows have to respond as they get stung, and stung mightily. 60-yard run by Chad Richardson.
I was just going to say, prior to that play, it's going to be important that the tempo of the game be set here in this first series for the Rainbow defense and the Rice offense. And right now, the tempo is all in Rice's favor.
Take a look how the Hawaii defense really got stacked up here.
See, it comes to responsibility. Someone has the dive. Ulbrich has the dive. Now, who has the quarterback? Someone missed the assignment as far as getting the quarterback because no one was on the quarterback. The pitch was out of your screen. We assume it was covered, but no one was covering number 5.
Chad Richardson now, 17 rushes, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jamal Garland will be deep for the Rainbow Warriors. And they are behind with 14 minutes, 37 seconds left to play in the third. And you talk about a wake-up call. First play from scrimmage, 60 yards. Scott Grimes will kick off for Rice. The Pueos leading 17-10. Short kick. Morgan calls for the fair catch at the 35-yard line. They want to keep that away from Garland, the returner. This is the passing distribution for Dan Robinson, under 10 yards. 6 for 13, 10 to 20, 5 for 10, and an over 20, 2 for 4. And everything to the receiver, nothing to the back. There's only one back. We'll see if Avion Weaver starts in the backfield, and he does. Lele and Carter are the wide receivers. First down at the 25. Rainbows trailing by a touch. Robinson looking, throws it high, intended for Dwight Carter, coming back for it at the 40-yard line. Good defense by Rice. Good coverage in the deep secondary. Rice has prepared well for this Rainbow offense. Second down and 10 from the 25-yard line. This crowd decidedly much quieter after that 60-yard touchdown run by Chad Richardson. Harris in motion. Robinson throws Harris open at the 35, and he gets drilled by Jason Hebert. Hebert saved that touchdown at the end of the first half, forced the Rainbows into kicking or attempting a field goal, and the field goal was wide right. 18-yard gain as Jason Hebert makes the stop on Shannon Harris.
You see Harris in motion. Dan reading the blitz that the Rice is running and goes to the hot receiver on that play, being Shannon Harris.
Carter to the far side, being picked up by Adrian Sadler. And single coverage, Lele to the near side. Ball is given to Avion Weaver, turns the corner at the 40, 45, 48-yard line. Very close to the first down. 10-yard pickup. That should be enough for the first down for Hawaii. Avion Weaver carrying for the first time. That's his 42nd rush, and comes into the game with 221 yards. He has one touchdown. That was against Boise State. Running the ball well here. Best game last week. 9 carries, 88 yards. First down from the 48-yard line. Robinson from the tee. Short drop. Throws. That is dropped by Harris. I believe that was catchable. Harris having trouble tonight. Did not, before this game, Larry, dip his fingers in poi.
Yeah, definitely no the poi finger. Too much water in the poi. Got to leave the poi thick.
Second down and 10 from the 48-yard line of the Rainbow Warriors. Carter and Stutzman, along with Harris to the left. And Lele comes over to the right side. Weaver and Robinson in the shotgun. Weaver inside handoff, nowhere to go. Tries to bounce outside, still nowhere to go. Still on his feet. Back to the line of scrimmage, and it becomes a real melee. No gain. Willie Merritt finally stopped his progress. Avion Weaver, second, third, fourth effort.
Yeah, a lot of effort here. Rice sealing in the inside, trying to close down the draw lanes. Weaver just trying to make something out of nothing here. Escapes one tackle, 2 tackles, but they're just too many white jerseys around.
Third down, long yardage. Rainbow's not as crisp in this offense here in the second half and toward the end of the first half. Robinson needs a first down. Throws. That is complete to Harris, but Harris falls down. His knee touches at the 44-yard line of Rice, and that will bring up fourth down. Do the Rainbows gamble here? They're down 17 to 10. Here comes Shroud. They will punt it away. So despite the fact that Robinson has all kinds of time, they are not anywhere near sacking him. The coverage in the secondary has been superb by Rice. White is deep for Shroud. Shroud punting for the 4th time. His last effort, 47 yards. Ball is snapped, but the whistle blew. Rainbows were trying to draw Rice offside. So instead of kicking where he was, he'll back up 5 yards.
And this is a case where that's a good penalty, gives them that 5 yards to hopefully try to pin it in the 10.
Frank White's microphone still isn't working, which makes me think that it probably was a system that went to the lowest bidder. So Schraub will punt again. Good snap. And an excellent punt. That may end up in the end zone. And it will. 20-yard line for Rice. 49-yard punt by Schraub. 11:31 left to play in the third. Shocking turnaround for Rainbow Warrior fans.
You're looking at Owls senior fullback Clint Leschber, who injured his right knee in the first quarter. I talked to him. He said he's got a stretch MCL, out 2 to 6 weeks. I talked to his mom, Debbie, who's from Thorndale, Texas. She's out here with her husband, Raymond, and they want everyone to know back home that while they're disappointed about his injury, they're happy with the way the game is going right now. Back upstairs.
First down for Rice from the 20-yard line. Richardson gives the ball to Jamie Tyler. Tyler carrying Rainbow defenders with him. Out over the 25-yard line. Good, solid running on first down. Robert Kempert there to make the stop for the Rainbow Warriors. So now with the lead, Rice attempts to get the clock working in their favor. Let it tick and tick and tick some more.
This is classic wishbones attack, option attack.
Short game for Tyler. Tyler hit by Doug Sims. Sims really blocked out the light that time.
And his nickname on the team is Big Business. He likes to be called Big Business. And he's all that big.
Doug Sims.
6'2", 357.
Doug Sims from Laney Junior College out of Berkeley, California.
Goes around the block of the guard, but credit also Tony Tuioti, who stuffs the other guard back into the running back.
Third down and 2. Ball is given again to Tyler, and we have a penalty flag. We may have false start on Rice.
They're going to call one of those, what's that song, Backfield in Motion?
Here's Frank White. You have to read his sign. False start. So instead of 3rd and 2, it will be 3rd and 7. See the procedure in the upper right corner of your screen. Number
right there. You see the little twitch.
That's Billy Harvin. 3rd down and 7 for Rice. Coming up on 10 minutes left in the third. Rice keeping that Rainbow offense off the field. Big 3rd down play here. Key Miller showing blitz. Richardson looking. Richardson throws. Incomplete. It may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down. Key Miller, good pressure on the blitz. So Travis Hale will come in to punt. And Garland will go back deep for the Rainbow Warriors. Jamal from Spring Valley, California, and Grossmont Junior College. He's fearless, does not like to call for a fair catch. Hale, who can root it. Second in WAC punting. Hale punting for the 4th time. His last punt, 32 yards. This one is short as well. Garland, no fair catch. Takes it at the 40. Garland still on his feet. 45. Garland to the 49. 37-yard punt. 9-yard return. When we come back, the Rainbow Warriors will have an opportunity. They have very solid field position. The Rainbow Warrior Football Network is sponsored by the Home Depot, North America's largest home improvement warehouse, where you'll find guaranteed low prices and experts who can help with any project. There you see the writers of the morning paper. They're seeing themselves on television for the first time in their lives. First down. Robinson, sideline pattern, throws it high, intended for Laley. Good pressure by Clint Johnson that time. And that is second down. Robinson, Larry, has not been sharp.
Yeah, and it's not to say that is the first time really that Rice got to him with Clint Johnson putting some pressure on him.
So the Rainbows have struggled. Second down and 10 from the 49-yard line. In motion is Stutzman. Robinson throws. Incomplete. Stutzman was open. Robinson overthrew him. And then Robinson gets deposited on the turf.
Credit
Dan Dawson.
Yeah, credit Dan Dawson there because the receiver was open. Dan Robinson didn't have any time because Dan Dawson's going to come right here real quick into his face and hits him as he throws the football.
Robinson 15 of 33 for 244 yards, but he's only 2 of his last 6 attempts. So Rice has made outstanding adjustments at halftime. Carter to the far side, Laley to the near side. Big third down play here from the 49-yard line. Robinson, they pick up the blitz, throws. That's complete for the first down to Harris. Harris at the 35. He gets hit by Ortega and friend. So the Rainbow Warriors convert on third down and move the ball to the Rice 33.
Rice runs the same defense, but watch Avion Weaver there. He picks up Dan Dawson and allows Dan Robinson to find Shannon Harris. Good block by number 20, Avion Weaver.
So the Rainbows now have it with fresh downs at the 33-yard line of Rice, trailing 17-10 in the third period. Harris now in motion. They overload the right side with 3 wide receivers. Robinson eludes one. He'll run. 30, 20, 19-yard line, first down. Oh, it's not pretty. Robinson will be the first to tell you that aesthetically and athletically he leaves something to be desired, but his stork-like running yields 14 yards.
But that's pretty right there. That is a great move, just eluding the rush because 35 was coming in. Wesley Kubish was coming in for the kill. Dan eludes him and goes down the field.
There's the quarterback coach in the black, Dan Morrison.
Right here is Dan Morrison, and here's the receiver coach, Ron Lee.
Ball is on the 19. Robinson again to throw. Throws over the middle. Oh, Harris. Harris was open. The ball was thrown high. Harris was open. Jason Hebert covering on the play for Rice.
There's Harris. He's just going to run a post. Beats them. Just forces the Hebert to turn wide open. Dan off the mark. And Dan, right after that play, turned to June and said, "My fault."
Second down and 10 from the 19 of Rice. Alfretia Thompson has come back in, replacing Avion Weaver. Throw, almost picked off, almost intercepted by Rashard Pittman, number 47 from Mariana, Florida. That ball was thrown right to him. It was intended for Shannon Harris.
Dan, a little off the mark, the play previously here, now trying to force it in. And you saw there after the play, his coach, June Jones, telling him, "Hey, come on, relax. Don't force things."
Third down again. 3rd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Robinson looking, throws. That's complete to Laley. Comes back with the ball and has the first down.
And on that play, if you're going to say that Dan Robinson was off the mark previously, on that play, he just makes just a great effort throwing while he's in the grasp of Owls and throws that sidearm delivery. There you see great protection, breaks down it towards the end, but he makes that sidearm delivery while he gets hit to Ashley Lele.
Lele's 12th reception of the season. Rainbows come in with a running formation now from the tee. Alphatia Thompson, the lone setback. Robinson, pump fakes, looks over the middle, now throws. That's complete to Harris. Again, short of the touchdown. Jason Hebert saves it again. Second down, goal to go. The original line of scrimmage was the 9. It is now the 2.
Good protection again for Dan Robinson. Has time to look to 1, to 2, to 3 receivers. Finds Harris, but Hebert making a good stop there, giving his team chance to play goal line defense.
Second down, goal to go. Harris in motion. Ball is given to Alphatia Thompson. No gain. Boy, what a job by Clint Johnson. He showed up in a hurry, coming off the edge. Johnson, 6'2", 240, the sophomore out of Mesquite, Texas, number 56, and he's right there.
Yeah, good play by Clint Johnson, because part of the scheme is you don't block him because he's so wide out, thinking that Alphatia was going to run the middle. He pursues the ball into the inside and forces Alphatia to lose a yard.
Avion Weaver comes back in. Third down, goal to go from the 2. Robinson into the end zone, incomplete. Covering on the play was Ortega. It was intended for Harris, and that will bring up fourth down. Rainbows could not punch it over. They had their opportunities at the end of the first half. When the score was tied at 10, they couldn't do it.
You see Harris settling in, and I don't know, that's real close.
Boy, that is
close to interference there on Ortega.
That is close. Here comes Hannum. He's missed down here before. Missed at the end of the first half. Kicks this one. And this is good. So the Rainbows have to settle for a field goal. 20-yarder by Hannum. It's now 17-13. Rice. Rice continues to lead. Vance Singletary is the defensive line coach for the University of Hawaii. Vance wants to say hello to all of his buddies that he grew up with in Houston. In fact, he went to Worthing High School in Houston. And Vance Singletary, there you see him. Vance is in
right
the jacket.
Here, Vance Singletary.
Yep. Went to Worthing High School, then matriculated to Kansas State. Played for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he wants to say hello to everybody. Here's Sean White. He's hit at the 15. Down he goes at the 14. Chris Gagne on the special teams.
First guy down there, James Fenderson from Mililani High School.
Let's go down to Brooks Fair.
And this is just a quick injury update. Scott Sims, you remember, late in the first half, almost had his head taken off on what looked like almost a clothesline play on a questionable call downfield. Well, we're now told that he has a bum left shoulder, and he's done for the night.
Okay, thanks, Brooks. First down from the 16-yard line for Rice. Ball is kept. Here he comes again. Richardson, 25, chased down from behind. Boy, that's a big hole. He's just motoring into that Rainbow Warriors secondary. 13-yard gain.
Here's the option at his best there. Fake the dive. See that the outside guy's blocked and turn it upfield.
Went right by Quincy LeJay. And finally, Yafet Warren chased him down at the 30-yard line. Very quick, very deceiving, very time-consuming, except when you run 60 yards for a touchdown on the first play of the second half. 17-13, Rice, 1st and 10 from the 30. Ball is given to Jamie Tyler, and he goes nowhere. Runs into a wall of green. Mike Iosua there, along with Louis Funga. So that will bring up 2nd down for Rice with 5:53 left to play in the 3rd period. And the Pueos, or the Owls, Pueo, Hawaiian for owl, leading 17-13 over the Rainbow Warriors. You see the Rainbow Warrior coaching staff. Second down and 10 from the 30. Drew Richardson almost fumbled that ball, and then he gets driven to the turf by Matt Paul.
And Jim, that was the 2nd time that Richardson and Tyler are just not communicating as far as giving or taking the football. Again, Richardson wanted the football, Tyler holding on to it. And you're going to see an exchange right here. He wants the football, and Tyler's trying to grab it himself and almost causing a fumble.
Gilbert Okoronkwo will come in as one of the wide receivers. And now Rice calls a timeout with 4:51 left to play in the 3rd period. So Ken Hatfield and David Lee talking things over. Rainbows opened the season losing big to USC, then came back to defeat Eastern Illinois, Boise State, defeating SMU in the Cotton Bowl, and then last week against UTEP. But tonight they're having their troubles against Rice. Rice started at Houston, at Michigan, and at Texas with losses. They beat Navy at home, and then last week they were able to win on the road against Tulsa, 20-10. So the Rainbow Warriors building their record at home, while Rice has had to travel. There you see the Rice
right here is
assistant coaches.
The guy in the middle here is the defensive coordinator.
That's Roger Hinshaw. He's been 17 years with Coach Hatfield. In fact, 4 members of the coaching staff are former players under Coach Hatfield.
And I think also David Lee is one of them.
Western Athletic Conference results. TCU spanked San Jose State. It was UTEP over SMU. And Fresno State defeated Colorado State. Isn't that a warm victory, huh? 3rd down and 11 from the 29. And the ball given to Tyler. Very short progress. As Funga, Sims, and Matt Paul there. And the Rainbow Warriors able to wedge him to the turf.
See Rice on this play lining up in the wishbone attack. Good penetration by the 2 big guys in the middle, allowing Jeff Ulbrich and company to seal in and make the tackle.
Matt Paul coming in from the edge. So it is 4th down. And Travis Hale has come in to punt for Rice with 4 minutes, 18 seconds left to play in the 3rd. And Jamal Garland back ready to receive it. Excellent punt. Garland goes to the sideline, and this one will go out of bounds, and the officials will have to align it. Some extra pushing and shoving upfield, the crowd reacting to it.
Joaquin Avila for University of Hawaii, and Adam Williams doing a little dancing there. Williams stuck underneath Joaquin, and Joaquin not offering to stand up.
That was only a 35-yard punt. So the Rainbow Warriors will have it at their own 35-yard line. They trail in this game 17-13. From the T formation, it is Weaver. Fumbles the ball. Weaver gathers it. No, ball is loose. It is picked up and run down inside the 15-yard line all the way to the 11-yard line by Jarrett Irwin, number 48. Second turnover. Dan Robinson finally made the tackle. Huge turnover for the Rainbow Warriors.
And this is what Rice would love to do, is be in a position to big a lead. And here he just slips out of his hands, not securing the football. Then kind of picked it up instead of recovering it, just was unable to recover the football.
First down for Rice at the 11. Huge turnover. Rice trying to take advantage of it. Ball is given to Gingrich or Bradley. We're not sure. And he gets forced back. It is Bradley. Bradley ran into the green shirts. And we'll see where they put it. They will place it at the 9. Gain on the play of 2. Second down.
There's a counter dive there. Good play by Robert Kemford, holding on, and then Jeff Ulbrich and company finishing off the tackle.
They come out in the double slot, double tight end. Ball is kept by the quarterback, Richardson. He gets maybe to the 8. Yosua and Tuioti there to squeeze him. So that'll bring up a big third down play here. Third down. They can get a first down, speaking of Rice, at the 1-yard line, just inside the 1-yard line. So Gingrich comes into the game, comes back into the game. Richardson taking a long look at the sidelines. Third down. Kept, thrown into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Jamie Tyler out of the backfield. 7-yard touchdown pass by Chad Richardson. That's his 4th touchdown pass. And for Tyler, that not only is his first reception, that's his first touchdown reception of the season. And it's now 23-13 in favor of Rice.
And great call by Rice. Just play action fake to the fullback, send him out into the flats, and no one picks him up.
But a huge turnover as Avion Weaver coughs up the ball, and Jared Irwin picks it up, carries it back inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. But Dan Robinson finally tackles it. Derek Crabtree is perfect, and it is now 24-13. 11-point lead by Rice with 2:15 left to play in the third. So the Rainbow Warriors, huge turnover, and Rice is able to take advantage of it. As we continue here at Aloha Stadium.
And doing it through the air. I mean, that's his 4th touchdown pass for the year. He's only had about 13 completions.
Coming into this game, Rice had completed only 11 passes. Richardson, maybe that's fatigue. Doesn't look too well on the sideline.
Well, right after the touchdown, he came running off to the sideline, just jumping up and really excited. I think he just...
So Richardson to Tyler, 7-yard touchdown pass. And now Hawaii really has dug themselves a hole, 24-13. Richardson, 20 carries for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, 3 for 5 in passing, 28 yards and 1 touchdown. Boy, he has played himself a game. Squibber down the middle. Garland picks it up at the 15-yard line. Garland at the 30, up the middle at the 40. Garland at midfield, cuts to the outside, down at the 45-yard line of Rice. Oh, Jamal Garland. Rejuvenating this crowd and perhaps his teammates. 41-yard return.
Exactly what Rice did not want to happen. They squibbed it so they would prevent a return. Garland picks it up on the hop. Good block by Robert Lumford right there in the front. Number 4, actually the kicker running away from him. And again, Hebert makes the tackle, saving the touchdown.
Jason Hebert has been at the right place at the right time for Rice. Avion Weaver still in the backfield. Robinson looks long, now throws long down the middle. It is batted away. It was intended for Stutzman. Batted away by Adrian Sadler. That ball had a lot of air under it, and Sadler able to recover. So the Rainbows wanted to gobble up huge chunks of yardage. And with 1:59 left to play in the third, all they get is 2nd and 10.
Here, Adrian Sadler doing a good job making up for the bus coverage he had in the first series, coming over and making a good play, knocking the football down.
Second and 10 from the 45 of Rice. Robinson throws. That is incomplete. Shannon Harris, that ball coming out again.
Dan and his receivers just not being consistent and putting a lot of things together. There, the ball thrown a little behind him, but still catchable.
Third down again for the Rainbow Warriors. They have been faced with third downs all night long. Away 5 for 12 in third down conversions. Long down the middle for Lele, trying to run under it, can't do it. Ball is overthrown. Lele had more than a step on Josh McMillan. That'll be 4th down. And Chad Trout has come in to punt. And Hawaii just has not made the connections tonight. They just have not been sharp. And when Robinson has hit his receivers, that ball has not stayed in there.
You see Coach Jones telling him exactly what he needs to do.
Dan Dawson has now come in to receive this punt from Trout. A wobbler. Dawson chases it to the side. Ball goes out of bounds. And they will put it at the 14. 1:40 left to play in the third. 30-yard punt by Chad Trout. That's all. So Rice, its 5th road game in 6 weeks. And they have put it together against the Rainbow Warriors so far tonight. 1:40 left in the third, and they begin another drive, this one at their own 15-yard line. Rice allowed a 12th game this year because they're playing in Hawaii, but they're playing only 11. Next week against San Jose State at home. Ball is given to Jamie Tyler. Tyler is wrestled literally to the turf. Robert Kempfert and friends. But a good play on first down from the 15 out to the 20. And that has boded well for Rice in this game. Good gains on first down.
And Rice right now offensively in the perfect position, ahead by 11 points and the clock in their favor. They're going to run that play clock below 5 every snap.
And Rice going for the knockout blow. They score here. This game, you can just about put to bed. Ball is given again to Tyler. Tyler muscles out over the 25 to the 26. That's enough for a first down. Alfred Warren, Mikey Osua, Jeff Ulbrich triple teamed him. Another first down for Rice. Rice now with 15 first downs compared to Hawaii's 12. And they are in no hurry. First and 10. Ball again is given to Tyler, and he's hit by Jeff Ulbrich one-on-one. Ulbrich drives him to the turf. So the leading tackler in the WAC.
That's what the Rainbows need to do defensively, is just that first down. Put Rice in the position of being in 2nd and long.
2nd down. And as you said, Larry, long yardage. Now Rice coming to the side as the time has run out in the third period. 24-13. The Owls.
Stadium tonight have a real reason to be proud of the way they've supported this Hawaii team. They've been very loud, very vocal. And to give you an idea of just how loud they've been, I'd like to bring in Craig Ackerman, who does the sideline reporting for the Owl Radio Network. And you've got a story to tell about just how supportive this crowd has been.
Yeah, there was 110,000 up in Ann Arbor at the Michigan game, and that's an enormous crowd. I believe it was the third biggest crowd in school history. And the people here, I mean, this place is loud, it's ruckus, it's exciting. This is a great atmosphere. I'm not sure what I quite expected coming out here, but this isn't it. This is a great college atmosphere.
All right, Craig, thanks a lot. Let's go upstairs.
Second down for Rice at the 27. Richardson carrying. Richardson wanted to pitch, but then he got pinched by D. Miller. And also Phil Austin in on the play of only about a yard. That'll bring up third down, long yardage. They're in the fourth period, 24-13 Rice. You see the ball control offense of Rice, 27-47 to Hawaii 17-13 in time of possession. Chad Richardson has played himself, and I think he'll be right up there for Offensive Player of the Week if these trends continue. Come out on the wishbone on third down. Kept by Richardson. Pitches back. With it is Gingrich. First down as he's hit by D. Miller from the backside. Miller had to go a long way to get him. But classic wishbone that time. Fake the dive, carrying around the end, and then the pitch. 8 yards. And on third and long, Rice converts.
Chris, a good block. Good block by the lead guy. Perfect timing, pitch relationship, quarterback to the pitch guy. And Gingrich knowing exactly where he needs to go for the first down. And that play alone could eat up another 4 minutes on the clock.
And you really don't know whether Richardson is 100%. I mean, he's bending over in between plays. But when it comes time to snap the ball, he's right there. First down from the 37. Now for Rice. Ball is given to Tyler, bumping off challenges. Angles out to the 40-yard line. Anthony Smith comes in to make the stop. Smith replaced by Robert Kempfert. There you see Jamie Tyler, 6'2", 210, sophomore from Austin, Texas. Gilbert Okoronkwo out of New Orleans, Louisiana, number 16 and a wide receiver. Second down, long 6 from the 40. Ball is given up the middle to Tyler. Tyler stopped short of the 45-yard line. Ulbrich, first one to him. And that will bring up a third down play, another third down play. And Rice in no hurry. 12 minutes and 39 seconds left in this fourth period. Richardson keeping. Richardson has the first down at the 48-yard line. Just enough. He has had more than a tremendous game.
And Richardson just doing it. It looks like the Rainbows have him boxed in. He just buys himself some time and then just turns upfield for the first down. Good execution of the option.
Mike Yosua, first one to him, couldn't hold on. Ulbrich had to come over and finally whack him down. So it's a first down for Rice on the 48-yard line. Raphael Tillman is flanked to the far side. They come out with 2 slot backs. Ball is given to Tyler. Fumbled. And the ball bounces, I believe, to Gingrich. Jeff Ulbrich made the hit. So So a fumble, but the ball this time bounces to Rice. Getting up slowly for Rice is Joe Davis, the offensive guard. Now you see Gingrich.
Watch Jeff right in the middle of the screen. Jeff Ulbrich coming up hard, making a tackle, then just ripping the football from the running back. But number 20, Gingrich there to recover.
Remember we were telling you about Richardson. Richardson does not look 100%. There you see him on his haunches, looking over toward the bench. He may have cramps or something like that, but he's in between plays. And when it comes time to snap the ball, he seems to be okay. Maybe that's just his way. Remember Jim Brown, running back, used to get up real slow. Second down at the 46 of the Rainbows. Ball is given to Bradley. Bradley hit at the line of scrimmage and forced back. Yaphet Warren reading that play very well defensively for the Rainbow Warriors. And that'll bring up third down again.
Rice doing a lot of this, Jim, lining up in the wishbone, but then running just a regular football play, not an option play, a trap play here. They just send everyone up, zone blocking, good penetration by Louis Funga, and then, as you said, Yaphet Warren coming up hard, filling for a tackle. Big down here. Rice gets the first down. They eat another 4 minutes off the clock.
Third down, 3.5. Ball is kept by Richardson. He wants to throw long. Has a man out in front. It is incomplete. And we have, I wonder if it is a interference penalty because Quincy LeJay didn't turn around. It was intended for Brandon Manning, or whether he hit him before the ball got there.
And I think the answer is it could be both. He hit him, he didn't turn around.
Interference on the Rainbows. Boy, another big break for Rice. And Manning was out there all by himself. LeJay trying to make up the stagger, and you can see him going into Manning before the ball got there. And that is interference. So they'll take the ball back. Count off 15 yards. And move the ball to the 30-yard line of the Rainbows. First and 10 for Rice. They hold on to the ball, 10-17 left. Current Owl drive, 10 plays, 55 yards, 6 minutes and 33 seconds of elapsed time. That started back in the third quarter. So things are working out swimmingly for the Owls. 36,253 looking on tonight from the wishbone. Ball is given to Gingrich, big hole to the 25, 20, and tackled from behind by D. Miller. Miller may have saved the touchdown at the 15-yard line. And check that, not D. Miller, but Anthony Smith.
Gingrich running like it's still the first quarter, running real hard there. Fake the fullback, counter dive. Gingrich running hard, a lot of interference in front of him. And as you said, Anthony Smith saving the touchdown there with all that interference in front of Gingrich.
So here's Rice in what, for all intents and purposes, is the knockout blow here. Unless the Rainbows can score quickly. And many times. They trail in this game by 11. Ball is given to Gingrich. And he is ankle tackled by Ulbrich. First one to him. Ulbrich showing up in a hurry. Second down and 10 from the 15-yard line. So Rice has been able to run some more, and then all of a sudden pass and get the interference call.
Rice runs the same play, but on this time Jeff Ulbrich comes in hard and hits Gingrich in the backfield.
You see that Rice just taking their time. I mean, they are just inchworming along. And timeout is called with 9 minutes and 9 seconds left to play in the fourth. And Rice has accomplished just kind of lullabying everybody to sleep. For every field goal made by the University of Hawaii, GTE contributes $100 to Hawaii Literacy and award lucky fans exciting prizes. To enter, stop by any GTE phone mart or GTE wireless store. 2nd down and 11 from the Rainbow 16. Rice, so well oiled, so machine-like. Richardson running to the 10. Richardson has been a one-man wrecking crew tonight for the Rainbows. You can see that Rice now well over 300 yards. And he's getting up very slowly as Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich is the bulwark of that defense. And also Mikey Osua.
See Ulbrich coming closing on Richardson, and then actually Anthony Smith, number 11, gives Jeff Ulbrich a shot.
Yeah.
Kind of both of them gave him a shot.
You see Mikey Osua still not up. He tries to rise. Ulbrich, you see Eric Okazaki, the head trainer. He's been with the Rainbows for 20 years. Osua will go out, and so will Ulbrich. Joaquin Avila comes in at middle linebacker, and Chris Brown comes in at defensive end. What you're seeing are very weary Rainbow defenders. They have been on the field a long time. That is exactly what Rice wanted to accomplish, and they certainly have accomplished it here in the second half. 8:53 left, and the clock just merrily ticks away. Rice leading 24-13. 3rd down from the Rainbow 11. Ball is kept by Richardson. Turns the corner. Richardson, touchdown. And the Rainbow Warriors were anything but on that play. Richardson just simply out-sprinted the coverage, 10-yard touchdown run, and that could seal it. It's now 30-13, Rice. Richardson, 24 carries, 159 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Phil Austin was the last chance, and Richardson simply stepped around him. So Rice has just started to dominate this game now, especially in the second half. The Rainbows have owned the second half in games this year, but not tonight. Rice came out, first play of the second half, Richardson 60-yard touchdown run, and that really set the pace. It is now 31-13, Rice. Leading 31-13, and they will kick off. They went 85 yards in 14 plays, and they were almost covered wagon-like. They just slowly but surely moved the ball up the field. In fact, they took 8 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Richardson with a 10-yard touchdown run. Richardson's 3 touchdown runs tonight. He has danced and pranced around the Rainbows on their home field all night long. And the Rainbows will have a long time remembering this, because next week is a bye week. The ball is kicked over Garland's head into the end zone, and the Rainbow Warriors will put the ball in play at the 20. So Dan Robinson, even though he has been given huge amounts of time, has not been able to connect. And his team has now fallen behind 31-13. Robinson throws, that's complete to Carter at the 27-yard line, gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Jarrett Irwin, who ran back that Avion Weaver fumble, made the stop for Rice.
Good news for the Rainbows with this offense. At least gives them a chance to score quickly. Rice is just going to play everyone deep and give the Rainbows everything short.
Rice not showing blitz. They rush 4. Bad snap. Robinson in trouble. Down he goes back at the 13-yard line. Willie Merritt will be credited. And the Rainbows just have come apart. You can see the kind of the bolts popping out.
And then, Dustin Owens has done a great job. That's the first bad, maybe the second bad snap we've seen. And just comes at about the worst time possible.
3rd down, 14 from the 16-yard line now for the Rainbow Warriors. 4-man pattern. Robinson looking, throws, complete to Harris. Harris wrestled down at the 29, short of the first down. Rainbows are going to have to go for it. Greg Gatlin twirled him to the turf. And it will be 4th down. It would behoove the Rainbows to get this first down here because a punt would serve nothing. Not when they're behind 31-13. See the Rainbows on 4th down, 3 for 7 this year, less than a yard, about 18 inches for the first down. Quarterback sneak. I don't know whether he made it. It is up to the charity of the officials here how they interpret it. Strict interpretation, he didn't make it. No, he didn't make it.
That spot is back.
Yeah. If the original spot is at the 20 because of the touchback, then this is not going to be a first down unless the chains are defective, and they're not. So Rice takes over on down. Rice, a university of 2,600. But they have a football team with a philosophy that tonight has worked very, very well. 6:38 left to play in the 4th. And the new same quarterback is in the game. Richardson thought that maybe they had changed him, but no, he's in there. Raphael Tillman goes out to the far side. Iosua and Ulbrich are back in defensively. Ball is given to Bradley, and Bradley inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. The way Rice has controlled this game, especially on first down, it has been worthy of note. Ball is placed at the 24.
One of the keys to the game, Jim, was that Rice needs to average at least 4 yards a carry. So far, they're averaging 5.5 yards a carry.
And that's more than enough. Chad Richardson will remember Aloha Stadium and a long trip, which will be a happy one, back to Houston. This is Gingrich to the 21. And Rice in no hurry. Kaulana has started his 42nd straight game tonight. There you see Gingrich, Mike Gingrich from Spring, Texas. Last week he had 112 yards on 11 carries against Tulsa. He's contributed tonight against the Rainbow Warriors, 3rd down and 1. This crowd has been filing out for a while. Ball is kept by Richardson, 1st down and more. Able to get to the 17-yard line. Well, when you start to analyze this game, what you have to analyze is that this Rainbow team, traumatized in the last 3 years, and especially traumatized last year when they're 0-12, no one expected them to have a record of 4-1 at this point in the season. But they have not seen an option team this year. And when they have not seen an option team this year, they were lacking. Ulbrich will go out. And Avila will come back in. Ball is given to Bradley inside the 10, to the 9, to the 8-yard line. Nate Jackson finally made the stop. And the Rainbow defense called on for long stretches of time, just simply has worn down. Evidence this play with Bradley.
And again, Rice has been successful just not only with their option plays, in fact, more successful probably with non-option plays. That dive plays worked well for them throughout the night.
Richardson looks at the clock as he leads his team on 2nd down and 2 inside the 10-yard line. Richardson to Gingrich, big hole, 5, touchdown. And Rice pours it on now. This has turned into a rout. 8-yard touchdown run for Gingrich. Gingrich's first touchdown of the season. So now Rice is playing get fat night with the statistics as Gingrich goes in, and Rice has just overwhelmed Hawaii at Aloha Stadium. Maybe you have to come in on Tuesday when you're on the road every time and stay far away. Crabtree in to try the point after. 37-13. He again is perfect, and it is 38-13. 3 minutes and 52 seconds left. And how much trauma this defeat will be for the Rainbow Warriors? That's the question. Mike Gingrich, 8-yard touchdown run following taking over after the Rainbows unable to convert on 4th down. Rice goes 29 yards in 5 plays, 2 minutes 46 seconds, and they have defeated the Rainbow Warriors tonight. Second defeat for Hawaii. Hawaii will be 4-2 on the season, and Rice does it on the road. And this is a humbling defeat for Hawaii. Kicking off is Grimes. Grimes kicks it out of bounds. The Rainbows will bring it out and probably put it at the 35-yard line. One thing that the Rainbows you cannot blame tonight, and that's the play of the offensive line. Adrian Clem, Andy Phillips, as you look at Jeff Ulbrich, Adrian Clem, Andy Phillips, Dustin Owen, Manley Kanoa, Kaula Nanoa. They certainly have given the quarterback, Dan Robinson, more than enough time to find his receivers. He just has been unable to connect, either overthrowing, underthrowing, throwing behind them. And when he has been on the money, Shannon Harris will toss and turn tonight all the passes that he has dropped. Avian Weaver wedging out over the 40 to the 44-yard line. 3:40 left to play in this game.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jim. The offensive line has done a good job. I mean, especially throughout the second half, Rice has gone through more of a blitz package trying to get to Dan, and the offensive line, along with Avian Weaver, has picked up the blitzes.
We were mentioning before how Hawaii has dominated in the second half, how they have adjusted so well, but not tonight. Rice came out first play of the second half. 60-yard touchdown run by Richardson. Screenplay set up on the near side for Carter, and he is out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Rice. So that is a first down for the Rainbow Warriors.
First time they run the wide receiver screen tonight. Successful. There you see Andy Phillips pulling in front along with Dustin Owens, and Carter falling right behind Andy Phillips.
First down for Hawaii at the 42-yard line of Rice with 3:06 left. And the Rainbows trailing 38-13. Wants the touchdown out in front. Lele has it at the 1. 41-yard pass to Lele. And for Ashley Lele, that's his 13th reception of the season.
Good protection for Dan, and Dan here on the mark to Ashley Lele, making a great catch.
Oh, they left. Kenny Smith was torched on that play. but unable to get into the end zone was Lely. First and goal from the 1. Avion Weaver, touchdown, Rainbow. So it's now 38-19. And Hawaii trying to go for 2 here. So they send their receivers back out. Lele, Stutzman, and Avion Weaver.
And Weaver limping because he got tackled at the end of the play and slipped on the Rainbow Warrior emblem in the end zone. So he has a little limp.
You mean that emblem is unsafe?
I think it's more the tackle.
Going for 2. Triple wide receiver to the left. Robinson throws. And that doesn't work at all. 2:44 left, 38-19. Intended for Ashley Lely. There's C. Rice. And the yards rushing and passing, 349 rushing, 28 passing. And the Rainbows just the opposite, 24 yards rushing, 358 passing. Rainbows will try the onside kick. And it is taken out of the air. It looked like Josh McMillan. And it was. So it will be first down for Rice as they run out the time, 2 minutes and 44 seconds. But you can see the difference in the philosophies. I mean, Rice content to just let that machine run on all cylinders, inexorably moving the ball up the field, and the Rainbow scoring in a hurry. Frank White says a penalty was declined, and it's first down for was offside on Hawaii. So Rice will take it on the 45, just over the 45-yard line. Ken Hatfield and David Lee, the offensive coordinator, will sleep blissfully tonight and have a joyous flight over Big Blue tomorrow.
And do they go back to the windward side of the island?
I believe they do. They leave tomorrow for a direct flight to Houston. Ball is again kept by Richardson. Richardson just keeps rubbing the salt in the wound.
Yeah, you would think they bring the backup at this point, just to give him a rest.
Well, the backup, Jeremy Hurd, is a freshman, and they want to protect his red shirt status. Timeout has been called by the Rainbow Warriors with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. So I turn to you, Larry, and I say,
well, they must have some running back that can play quarterback with somebody.
Yeah, that's true. But
I mean, you don't want the guy getting a little injury or ankle twisted.
170 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has driven the Rainbow Warrior defense crazy. And he had the dagger out on that 60-yard run on the first play of the second half. And that really set the tone.
Yeah.
That set the tone.
That was the tone. That was for Greg McMackin and company. They wanted to set the tone of setting the wall up. Richardson runs it 60 yards for a touchdown. Now, you were going to ask me prior. That's right. It's rudely interrupted you.
Well, about this defeat, I mean, they were sky high. And you talk to the players, and they said, you talk to the Rainbow Warrior players, they said, you know, we're realistic about this. Well, if there was any kind of thought that this would be easy, it has been dashed tonight. Every game is going to be a battle. And Rice comes in here with an offense that they have run year after year after year with Hatfield. And the Rainbows coming out of the dark doldrums into the bright sunshine of June Jones, and they're running their offense for the first time, for the first year. Double tight end. Second down and 4. Number 29 is carrying the ball. He is not on the roster. He did not make the travel roster.
So obviously he can't believe he's in the game.
He has no name.
We'll call him Manny Resents. Let's give him a name like Manny Resents or something.
That's a good name.
Yeah, Manny Resents.
Manny was pretty good. We have no idea who 29 is. There you see the WAC standings. Rice winning tonight. Rice, Fresno State, Hawaii now with a defeat in the WAC. San Jose State, TCU. So still very bunched up. But Rice in control. They have a big game next week. San Jose State.
And you look at San Jose State beating Stanford and then getting whooped by TCU.
You see the remaining schedule for Hawaii. They have next week off. Then they're on the road at Tulsa. They come back for TCU. They're on the road at San Jose State. And then Fresno State, Navy, and Washington State to round out the season.
And this bye comes at a perfect time with the injuries that tonight and just the overall soreness.
Fumble. Richardson covers it up. Now we'll bring up 4th down. And the clock running. Stadium pretty much has emptied out.
What you're looking at tonight is the crowd of last year's games. This is it. These are the loyal ones. These are the ones that come all the time and see a bad exchange, QB center exchange. Richardson just recovers the football.
Have to say that, the debacle that was here for the USC opener with the traffic problems have been just solved.
And you know what it is? Instead of getting 10 of Hawaii's finest, you get about 100 of them out there and pointing to people saying, you can't make that turn. You go this way. You can't go that way. And it's solved.
You know Manny Resent? His real name is Ben Amos.
Ben Amos.
Ben Amos.
Oh, we better call him Buzzy Hong then, number 29. Buzzy Hong.
No, Ben Amos. That's his real name. Buzzy Hong.
I'm saying 29. We have to give him a name.
It is 4th down with 1 minute and 14 seconds left in this game. And the clock was running, and that was not to the liking of June Jones, who will suffer his second defeat here at Aloha Stadium. And here comes Rice in to punt. Rice is the kind of team that drives you crazy. Complaining to one of the officials about the clock running.
And no secret here, the Rainbows will try to block this ball.
Rainbows have 10 men on the line of scrimmage. 38-19, Rice. Hale gets a snap. And we have a penalty flag. Jamal Garland back, but he lets the ball go. Illegal procedure against Rice, so they will punt again. We apologize for you not being able to hear Frank White, but the mouse must have died, and so the intercom didn't work.
In the little wheel?
Yeah.
Either the mouse or the rubber band that the mouse runs on.
There are rumors that it was a cloned mouse from the University of Hawaii. Yeah. But those are only rumors. Talk to us, Frank. You can hear a little bit of it.
Stop whispering. What's he whispering on TV for?
1:13 left. And Travis Hale in to punt again. Jamal Garland waiting for the snap. And the punt. Garland comes up, takes it at the 15. Jamal in trouble. Down he goes at the 16. 1:03 left, so the Rainbows will run out the clock here.
Here, the Rainbows just looking to build for something for going into the bye for next week. Keep on working your offense. Keep on working your snaps.
Alfatia Thompson has gone back into that offensive set. In the shotgun, Robinson steps up. Robinson, he loses one rusher, now throws, and throws it into the ground. And then he gets dumped. It was intended for Dwight Carter. And there's 55 seconds left to play in the game. Tonight's GTE Hawaiian Tel players who went beyond the call for Rice, that's got to be Chad Richardson. Richardson, 169 yards, 3 touchdowns on 27 rushes. And for Hawaii, Jamal Garland, 6 returns, 76 yards. GTE Hawaiian Tel will contribute to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Hawaii. 55 seconds left. Robinson throws. That's complete on the screen to Laley. Laley to the 30, to the 35, and down he goes. That's enough for a first down. That will stop the clock. With 46 seconds left, 18-yard gain.
You mentioned where the Rainbows go from here, and the one thing positive for them is the seniors on this team. They are leaders. The Dan Robinson, the Adrian Clems, the Kalana Ronald Noahs. I mean, practically the whole offensive line, other than Manly Kanoa, and then Jeff Ulbrich on defense.
Robinson again to throw. Lays it off. That's complete to Carter. To the 40. Carter gets tossed out of bounds.
So finishing up where they go from here really is going to depend on those group. This is their season. This is their team. Those group of seniors. And I think for Rainbow fans, there's a little confidence there because it's a good group of guys. Then you get your Tony Tuiota. Yeah. They have to take control here. Now they need to take control.
You have to credit the coaching staff of Rice, the way they plugged up that secondary. Even though Robinson had time, he took a lot of time in trying to find his receivers. Throws, that's complete to Laley, 45, Laley to the 41. 27 seconds left. Rainbows have time for at least another play here. And congratulations to the Rice Owls, the Pueos, who have come into Hawaii and have handed the Rainbows their second loss of the season. Robinson, even though in a losing cause, has thrown for more than 400 yards, this one comes out of the hands of Carter. Carter looked away. He was looking upfield.
Probably looking to where to run. You know, my tutor always said that the Owls, the Pueo, was our Amakua. I don't know if that, you know, too good of an Amakua today for Rainbow fans.
No, there are a lot of different owls, Larry.
The Pueo. I'm saying you said Pueo.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Robinson, 400 yards, 25 for 51, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. His touchdown to Carter. Second down and 10. Robinson throws it high, intended for Laley. And Robinson has been decidedly high most of this game. 14 seconds left. Rainbows play out the string here. And there you see June Jones, despite the fact that his team is on the losing end, always coaching. Third down and 10 from the 41-yard line of Rice. Final seconds of this game. Perhaps the last play. Robinson throws long over the middle, high. That's intercepted. Returning the ball to the 30. To the 40 is Antoine Shell. To the 50 and is bumped out of bounds by Harris. Antoine Shell from Ackerman, Mississippi. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. Rice defeats the Rainbows as they overwhelm them 38-19. Still 2 seconds left. I think that Richardson, as soon as they mark it, they may start the clock to end the game, or they'll have Richardson at least take a knee. So he'll take a knee, and it will be over. The fans here applauding the effort of both teams. Rainbows will be 4-2 on the season, and Rice ends this game 3-3, but 2-0 in the Western Athletic Conference. Ken Hatfield brings his team in early. He's able to tweak them to gain peakness, and he defeats the Rainbow Warriors tonight. Well coached, well executed. Once again, the final score, Rice 38, Hawaii 19. This has been another sports presentation